Do Big Studios was once one of the most talked about names on Roblox, not because players loved them, but because everywhere they went controversy followed. They were connected to massive games, they controlled millions of players, and at one point they seemed impossible to ignore. But then something strange happened. They didn't announce a shutdown, they didn't post a goodbye, and they didn't even address the community at all. They simply disappeared. So what actually happened to Do Big Studios? Today, we're breaking down who they were, why the community turned against them, and why their quiet disappearance still matters today. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this story is less about one studio and it's more about Roblox itself. But before we start, what is good? I am MoneyRBLX. If you enjoy Roblox documentaries, deep dives, and real stories behind the platform, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like while you're there. It really helps push these videos out to more people. Now let's rewind to where it all began. So let's start with who Do Big Studios really was. To understand their disappearance, we need to understand their role on Roblox. Do Big Studios wasn't your typical development team. Instead of focusing on building original games from scratch, they operated more like a business-focused studio. Their strategy often involved partnering with successful developers, purchasing stakes in popular games, and helping scale those games financially. This made them very powerful in a short amount of time. They weren't famous for creativity, they were known for growth and monetization, and at first that worked. Now here's where the problems began. As Do Big Studios became more involved in games, players started noticing a pattern. Games connected to them often experienced increased Robux spending pressure, RNG heavy mechanics, paid boosts becoming almost necessary, and updates focused more on monetization than the gameplay. It wasn't always immediate, but over time players felt like the games lost their soul once Do Big Studios got involved. Whether intentional or not, the studio developed a reputation, and once that happens on Roblox, it spreads fast. This is why the community turned on them. To understand why Do Big Studios became so hated, we have to look into the games that they were involved in. One of the most talked about examples is Fisch. Fisch was originally created as a simple, relaxing fishing game that gained popularity because it wasn't pay to win. Over time, Do Big Studios became involved with the project, and players noticed a sharp increase in monetization features that included paid boosts and RNG-based mechanics. Whether intentional or not, many players felt that the game had shifted away from its original vision. This backlash became so intense that Fisch later returned to its original creator, who had removed several monetization systems, and this was a move that was widely praised by the community. Another example was A Dusty Trip, a game that started as a passionate project but later faced criticism for the increased monetization. Do Big Studios was also linked to games like Steal a Brainrot and held reported stakes in larger titles like Grow a Garden. This further reinforced the perception that they were quietly influencing some of Roblox's biggest experiences. Not every game followed this path though. Games like The Forge, which grew independently without major studio involvement, became examples of how developer-led projects could still succeed without aggressive monetization. This was something that many players saw as a sign of what Roblox could be without studios like Do Big Studios. So it's important to say this clearly, but there is no confirmed evidence that Do Big Studios broke Roblox's rules. However, community trust doesn't disappear because of breaking rules alone. It disappears when players feel exploited. Many Roblox players are younger, many don't understand monetization, and when games feel designed to push spending instead of fun, then backlash is going to happen. Over time, Do Big Studios stopped sounding like a company name and started sounding like a warning. So let's talk about their business model. From a business perspective, Do Big Studios wasn't doing anything unheard of. Their approach resembled a short-term growth strategy that was to invest in high-potential games, maximize revenue during the peaks, and reduce involvement once the growth slows down. This exists across the gaming industry as a whole, but Roblox is different because Roblox isn't just a business platform, it's a community platform. And when players feel like they're being treated as numbers instead of people, the reaction can be brutal. This is when the silence started. Around late 2024 into 2025, something noticeably changed. Big Studios, they stopped making announcements, they became less active on social media platforms, and they were no longer openly credited in updates. There was no explanation, no tweet, no statement, and no closure, but just silence. And on Roblox, silence usually leads to speculation. So, did Big Studios actually shut down? This is where facts matter the most. There is no public confirmation that Big Studios officially shut down. There is no verified post, no Roblox announcement, and no final message. What did happen was a sharp decline in visibility, and that led many players to assume one of several possibilities. And that is that the studio went inactive, they quietly disbanded, or they rebranded under a new name, or they've moved entirely behind the scenes. But then again, these are theories and not confirmed facts. Now here is a possibility people do not talk about enough. In the Roblox ecosystem, many studios operate quietly. Some of them avoid public branding, some invest anonymously, and some let developers take the spotlight. After years of backlash, it's entirely possible that Big Studios just chose to step away from public attention instead of continuing to be a target. This wouldn't mean that they vanished, only that they stopped being visible. But without transparency, the community filled in the gaps themselves. By now, the damage was already done. Whether Big Studios still exists or not, one thing is undeniable. That their reputation was permanently damaged. Once players start to associate a studio with the monetization, the loss of quality, and the broken trust, then that reputation will follow them forever. Developers became cautious, players became suspicious, and rumors of involvement were enough to spark backlash. In many ways, Big Studios lost one thing that no studio can afford to lose on Roblox, and that is community trust. So why does their disappearance actually matter? This story isn't just about Big Studios, it's about what happens when growth is prioritized over longevity, and monetization outweighs player experience, and when studios forget that Roblox is built on trust. Roblox rewards success fast, but it punishes greed even faster. And Big Studios became a prime example of that. So where are they now? As of today, no official shutdown confirmation exists. No public rebrand has been announced, and no return to public has occurred. It is still possible that they exist quietly, they may be inactive, or they may have moved on entirely. But their influence, once massive, is now barely visible. As for some final thoughts, Big Studios didn't collapse overnight. They didn't go out with drama. They just simply faded away. And in a platform as loud and as fast moving as Roblox, that kind of ending is rare and telling. Sometimes the biggest warning sign isn't controversy, it is silence. But what do you guys think? Did Big Studios deserve their reputation? Or were they just playing by the rules that Roblox created? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm definitely going to be pushing out more videos like this. And make sure you comment down below which game or studio or developer should I cover next. And I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one. This has been MoneyRBLX, and take care.